really salute the work, again, that Rwandapreneur is doing in bringing a wider community to the Rwanda-Canada conversation and highlighting trade and investment opportunities and real concrete ways, tangible ways to engage in that.
There was a roundtable ahead of the broader session, which I thought was quite insightful, talking about the urgency to act. We recognize that coming together and gathering at events like this is important. However, we also need to be quite as intentional about what is the action plan following these events, and be intentional and urgent about the actions, because the opportunities are before us now and we need to ensure that we don't miss them.
The event definitely lived up to expectations, and I had a great time discussing with the panelists and with the attendees. Yeah, like I'm here today to support the Rwandapreneur team, and this event, the Africa Diaspora Trade and Investment Forum, is important to the work that we do because my two organizations, African Impact Initiative and BFN, we support the entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem by investing in African entrepreneurs and Black entrepreneurs in diaspora.
I think the highlight of the event was definitely the people, the energy coming from Imanzi and the team here at Rwandapreneur. I feel like I've been to a lot of African coalitions, but this one was like, for example, I don't know if I'm not aware of it, but we don't have one just for Sudan, just of yet. So I really like that. Even though it is focused on, Rwandapreneur, but it's also bringing other people from East Africa, West Africa, South Africa. So,
what made me decide to sponsor this event is all about giving back to society. The sponsorship, it's a tag, right? But the whole process to me was that important to see how young African entrepreneurs are impacting into this scale. Having this, it's an honor to me. I'm being honored to be part of this, because I can share a story and push the next generation to do better.
I would add that I think it's really easy to think about Africa as a place with challenges and difficulties, but it's actually a place filled with opportunities. And so I think we've got to really frame our mindset around looking for those opportunities and looking for the solutions. And I think the future is bright for Africa. So I think, with people like this meeting and doing things together, the opportunities are limitless.
I think there is the full spectrum of resources within the diaspora is there, and that's why I think people should come to events like this, engage, network, connect with other like-minded people, because this is how you truly build a business on the continent that's on solid foundation, because there is the need for local partners, but you also need international expertise.
We came here to bring solutions, which I admire about this event today, because it's all about finding solutions. We're going case by case studies, with all the case studies, solving it, not just staying in the whole perspective, but just getting straight to the point. How do we solve this issue to this issue? How do we solve to this issue? And the beautiful part of it is it was an ecosystem today.
It's been really good to hear from Rwandans on the continent, in Rwanda at the moment. We heard from the Rwanda Development Board, and that was really eye-opening for me. Just some of the statistics they shared around, I think it was 16 times GDP growth over the last about 15 years, which is really impressive. And just the welcoming environment, the business-forward environment that they have. So it was really eye-opening to see that presentation.
I think these events, you often hear one side of the story. It was really good to see that a lot of effort was made to engage those policymakers who are making it easier for us to actually move back to do the investments.
Working at the intersection of policy, partnerships, and narrative change, one of the through lines, I think, in all the conversations today was the role of the diaspora. And I think connecting that with the need to change the message or tell a different story about the continent, it really underscores how important the role of the diaspora is and the soft power that we have that we don't always recognize and exercise. And we have this unique opportunity to be storytellers or narrative shifters, because we live at the intersection of perception and reality, and I think we need to leverage that.
Understand that you need to pick the right market to invest in, which means it might not necessarily be your home market, but I think it's based off of the skills, the understanding, the expertise that you have, in choosing countries such as Rwanda based off of the merits, the tax breaks, the opportunities, the market opportunity. I think that's one. And then the second is pick a sector that you are confident with, that has strong fundamentals, and that you can excel and compete in.
Africa is ready. Africa has always been ready, right? But now is the time for us to ensure that we own our own story. We share our own narratives. We tell the story of Africa. It's not a single story. It's a collective, and it must be done collectively by the African diaspora.